He captured the hearts of people all over the world and became one of the most iconic stars of his generation. And these are his best moments.
Most all the dance scripts that have been done have been junk, have been exploitive pieces of doo-doo. Can you say doo-doo on the air?
You just did.
I did.
You have come so far. You are a superstar. Does this put... Yeah, can I say that?
I think it would have. I just busted my... No, I didn't.
It's impossible to talk about Patrick Swayze without mentioning Dirty Dancing. Released in 1987, the movie was a massive hit and turned Patrick into a global superstar almost overnight. It was produced on a budget of just $6 million and ended up earning over $200 million worldwide, making it one of the most profitable movies of the 80s. But what most people don't know is that Patrick actually hated the title of the movie.
Do you have any sort of problem with the title Dirty Dancing?
I hate the title Dirty Dancing. Absolutely hate it. Dirty Dancing is not what it sounds like. Mom and Dad out there, it's not a terrible movie. It's rated PG-13. It's a great film for kids and the family.
Did you all have any alternate titles that you wish they used?
That's, if we could have come up with better titles, it would have been different. I mean, the only thing we could come up with jokingly was I was a teenage mambo queen.
But despite hating the title, Patrick had a very clear idea of who the movie was going to connect with. And looking back on it now, he was spot on.
Well, the way I see it, just from the way things have been going, is it's going to be a film for women, and guys will go because their girlfriends and wives drag them there, and they'll probably.
There's another movie that is just as closely tied to Patrick's legacy, and that is Ghost with Demi Moore. In the movie, Patrick plays a man who is murdered and returns as a ghost to protect the woman he loves. His performance was so powerful and so moving that it's almost impossible to imagine anyone else in that role. And yet, Patrick was never supposed to be in that movie. You see, director Jerry Zucker made it very clear from the start that he did not want Patrick anywhere near the project. So Patrick had to take matters into his own hands, and he did what he always did. He walked in and won everybody over.
When people see you in this movie, they're not going to be able to imagine anybody else in that part, and yet, interestingly, you weren't even in the running for this part in the beginning, right?
No. Yeah, actually, Jerry Zucker said, I guess it's okay for me to, I've been saying this to everybody. He said in the beginning, over my dead body, will Patrick Swayze do this role?
He just couldn't see in it.
No. So I said, I'll come in and I'll do every scene. I'll do the whole script. I'll be putty in your hands. I'll work my petunias off. And so I went in, I did 6 scenes, and by the time I was done, they were crying and going, you got the role, you got the role.
And then he said, this is it.
Now he's going around saying, yes, there's nobody that could have done this role but Patrick.
But Patrick Swayze.
Which is fun.
Landing the role was one thing, but preparing for the love scenes in Ghost was a whole different challenge. And Patrick had a very unconventional way of going about it.
Now that's an interesting relationship. You went to your wife and said, I gotta make love to Demi in the movie, can we practice? Well, yeah. I'm sure Demi does that with Bruce too. I would not want, and I know Bruce, I would not want my woman to come to me and say, I'm gonna do this love scene with Patrick Swayze. Could I practice on you? So here, practice on this.
And when the interviewer pushed him further on what filming those love scenes was really like, Patrick was refreshingly honest.
Well, let me ask you this. Actors always come on and they say, well, there are 20 crew members around and it's just acting, and I never at any point found myself realistically aroused. And I explained this to the little lady, and... Is that true? Is it really totally unsexual? No. Well, you see... Well, I tell you, it's very sexual. It does get your juices going. Yeah. And the girl is fine. Yes, She ain't bad looking. Sorry, Bruce, man. You got a gorgeous wife. Hi, Lisa. You're gorgeous too, man. You're the best woman on the planet.
Patrick and his wife, Lisa, had one of the longest and most celebrated marriages in Hollywood. The two first met as teenagers at his mother's dance studio in Texas, and from that moment on, they were inseparable. They got married in 1975 and stayed together for over 34 years until Patrick's passing in 2009. In a place like Hollywood, where marriages rarely last more than a few years, their relationship was truly something special. And when their 20th anniversary came around, they made sure to celebrate it in style.
Speaking of, isn't this your 20th anniversary, wedding anniversary?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we've been married. We were actually going to let it slide by, you know, and then somebody said, "You're crazy. This is 20 years. Just something to be proud of. You got, you know." So we decided to throw a party, and everybody in the world is always, you know, everybody's scared to learn the couples dance, you know. So we decided to get Johnny Palenka's band, the hottest salsa band on the West Coast, and get him to come play. And we had exhibition salsa couples and and teachers, and everybody came and ate and danced and had a great time. So Lisa makes this little speech. She goes, "Well, darling, I just have to thank you for the happiest 3.5 years of my life." And there was no way to top that.
Well, that's not bad out of 20.
And when asked what the secret was behind their long-lasting marriage, Patrick opened up in a way that very few celebrities ever do.
You know, the key to Lisa and I being together so long is we've gotten really inventive at learning how to fall in love over and over and over again, and never taking each other for granted, and reinvention, and a sense of play, and deeper levels of friendship.
That's very un-Hollywood as well. What are you doing there?
That's true. Yeah, well, we also, you know, we call our ranch Rancho Bizarro, so, you know, we consider our world to be a little strange up against the usual standards.
Before all the movies and the fame, Patrick grew up in Houston, Texas, where his mother ran her own dance studio. Growing up in that environment, he was introduced to dancing from a very young age. And from early on, he was showing signs of the charm that would later make him a star.
But when you were a little kid and your mother said, "I'm going to take you in and put you in the dancing studio," in Texas, little boys didn't dance.
No, ma'am.
Okay, how'd you feel about it?
Well, I started so young.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know. I mean, I watched and see what all the other kids were doing and wanted to do it. You know, so I've got pictures of me in sailor suits and tap shoes from the time I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And everybody tells me I was a little terror. When Mother would be trying to teach, I'd be hanging on the bars, pinching the girls and stuff. And
at the age of 4?
4 to 8, I guess, or well, actually probably 4 to 18. I was still pinching girls at 18. I thought I was Mr. Casanova, you know, out of insecurity.
Patrick's charm and good looks attracted a lot of attention wherever he went. But one particular encounter with a fan left him in a very awkward situation, especially with his wife standing right next to him.
Somebody told me a story on the lot about a girl coming up and grabbing your ass while Lisa's standing there. What did you do? I slapped her. No. I just turn around and go, "Listen, thanks." But, oh, I needed that. Thanks.
Patrick was quickly being labeled as Hollywood's newest sex symbol. Women all over the world were falling for him. But when asked about it, Patrick made it very clear that was never what he was after. He was striving for something else completely.
I've seen the film with some people, and the women all think that you're going to be the new sex symbol. Can you handle that?
Yeah, I can handle sex symbol. That's not what I'm after in my life. You know, I mean, I turned down all the junk films and all the, you know, the teen idol films for so many years in order to try to build a respect as an actor. You know, so it's respect as an actor I want, not to be a sex symbol. If that happens, fine. If it gets me more of the kind of roles that I want to do, great.
And that desire for respect over fame was something that ran through everything Patrick did. Because just like he never chased the sex symbol label, he never chased the money either. And in Hollywood, that made him truly one of a kind.
I've never been about the money, ever. I've always been about, you know, I have to have a sense of passion and a sense of purpose in my life, or you know, that little bird dies inside of me. And I think it's all of our job to keep that little bird of innocence alive, and to keep the cynicism out, because the world wants to make us all very, very cynical and destroy everything there is worth believing in.
In 1995, Patrick took on one of the most daring roles of his career. He played a drag queen in the comedy To Wong Fu, alongside Wesley Snipes and John Leguizamo. And his verdict on what he looked like after the full transformation is absolutely priceless.
When you first saw yourself in makeup I don't know if you did test or whatever it was, what ran through your mind? Was it just bizarre?
I wouldn't, somebody beat me with an ugly stick, seriously, up front. So it took a while to start turning me into something that resembled anything like an attractive woman. And I finally got to the point where I wouldn't sleep with myself, but I know other people that would.
I saw one old girlfriend in you, and it scared me. I mean, I said, well, do I really know what she was really like? You know, it was very, very, very
Actually,
bizarre.
that scares me. Can we finish this? And we have a passion to use this to move us forward to the next level, which is, you know, doing our own productions and seeing if we can jump in there with the competition and blow them all out of the water with quality, not with Porky's. God, whoever made Porky's, they're gonna kill me. I use it. It's like become a way of making a point.
But Patrick wasn't just a great entertainer. He was also a deeply passionate and driven person. And when he opened up about that side of himself in an interview, it was impossible not to be moved by it.
I noticed you pointed at yourself when you said the words obsessive personality.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm a driven being. I get into something, I'm like a pit bull. You have to kill me to get me off. I really love what I do, and when I love it, when I love a person, I am your loyal best friend to the death. And I'm just like a good lap dog.
And that same passion and commitment extended to something that Patrick felt very strongly about: his responsibility towards the younger generation who looked up to him.
I feel a big responsibility to kids. You know, grown-ups don't matter. You know, most grown-ups are already set in their ways and in their opinions and beliefs, and you're not going to influence them too much one way or the other. But kids are influenced, and whether you like it or not, you are a role model. And I take that very, very seriously. That's why I like to do press. It's like your opportunity. It makes you feel like, you're not just a bloodsucker in this world, in this business, by taking it and becoming an actor and making money and getting your face known and name known and that kind of thing. But it's your opportunity to return something. So I take doing this stuff real serious.
Making a movie involves hundreds of people working incredibly hard behind the scenes. And Patrick was one of the very few Hollywood stars who truly understood and appreciated that. On set, he was known for going out of his way to make every single person feel like an important part of the process.
Because I'm a protector of the crew. I really believe in creating a collaborative energy on the set and allowing everyone's input to be important. Even the craft service guy, I'll go up to and go, "What'd you think of the scene? You should do something different." And go, "You know what? If it were me, you're doing too much there. I think all I do is sit there." And half the time he's like, "He's right. I'm trying to play the subtext. I'm trying to do too much. I'm going to shut up, back off, and go eat." You know,
Patrick was no stranger to danger. He did his own stunts throughout his career and was an experienced horse rider. But one particular accident stopped him dead in his tracks.
Of all the ironies in the world, of Patrick Swayze would break both legs riding horses.
But you know, I've come off a horse so many times you can't imagine. But I just never had an oak tree in front of me before. You know, it stops you dead in your tracks.